said some things to him. I don't know that you need to say that out in public, Molly. And she's like, oh, no, I won't.
Yeah, she does have,
Yeah, she has opinions.
she has a way about it.
Yeah, she has opinions.
That's interesting. I guess we'll leave it at that. I think Travis is telling us.
Good morning. And by my watch, it is 10:01, so we now start the meeting of the Opioid Abatement Funding Advisory Board. First, I'd like to remind everybody, please turn off all your cell phones or mute them. And if anybody have any public speakers that want to speak, you got cards over here, go fill them out and turn them into at the table over here. A reminder, speakers be limited to 2 minutes a person. And with that, let's see. Let's call the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just make a note that we have Tommy White is not here, as well as Matt Infinger at the start of the meeting. If they come in, we'll make notes in the minutes that they're made it here. So we do have a quorum of 3 per bylaws. At this time, I'd ask that you, if you read the minutes of the last meeting, and entertain an approval of the minutes.
Move approval of the minutes.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye?
Aye.
Do we have any public speakers that wish to speak today? None? Okay. Okay, this next item on the agenda is opioid budget review. We have in the packet in front of us. If any in the audience want to get information on what we're going over, it's over here at the table. You can get a copy.
Good morning. I'm just here for really any questions, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the budget, what we've spent, what we haven't spent, kind of where we're at. So far there have been 3 purchases that have been approved by both the Opioid Abatement Board and the BCC. The Escambia County Sheriff's Office, their 14 narcotic analyzers have been purchased and paid for. They have been fully reimbursed. The Pensacola Police Department, the 5 TruNarc handheld narcotic analyzers, those have been purchased and reimbursed. The Escambia County Corrections, their 2 mobile trace narcotics are waiting for those to be delivered. Once they're delivered, they'll pay the invoice and then we'll be able to reimburse them as well. The other thing you have on here is the administrative cost allowable for these particular funds. Our budget department did pull those out. It's $113,674.64. And that is for any administrative costs, reporting we have to do, managing the funds, putting together their NOFO, the purchasing, all of that kind of stuff is in there as well. So as of today, we have almost just under 1.7 million left. So if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer those for you.
This may or may not be under your purview, but are we expecting more funds coming in?
Yes. So every year we'll get a new allocation of funds. The allocation will vary year to year, but we're supposed to be getting them around July, August. So hopefully we'll know what that second allocation is at your guys' next board meeting.
Thank you for that explanation. Any questions of the budget? Nope. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Okay, next on the agenda is the update of the core team funding request.
Good morning. We would actually like to discuss some of the numbers that we, Joey Kerman just pulled some EMS data. We've had 2,001 overdoses already so far this year, and we've had 30 fatalities. And then the age demographic breakdown is we're having a significant increase in females ages 10 to 19 that are overdosing. So with the ask today, we're asking for funds to get us through fiscal year 24, which is $20,513, and then for fiscal year 25, $271,147. The state, the original money that created CORE, that was seed money, so to speak, to get our CORE program established along with some others in the state. But the $500,000 that we did have with that, we're only going to get half of that. And so that's the reason why we're asking for this funding from the opioid abatement fund. And then next year, we're going to get 25% of that. So we'll have a bigger ask for next year to fund CORE as well. And just keeping in mind, CORE, there's two parts of CORE. So there's the CORE, the EMS side with the nurses that we have that go out and administer the Suboxone and work with the patients to get them into the longer term recovery. But Community Health Northwest Florida and Lakeview they provide a vital, we can't do CORE without those two partners. And so that's something so they will be, for sure, Community Health will be coming to you with a funding request. And I would ask that you would definitely consider that because, again, CORE doesn't work without that. So if there's any questions at all, we're here to answer them.
Yeah, on that point, so of the overall, excuse me, overall budget that you have, does any of that go to your partners, or is that, can you
So the
speak to that? Yeah.
What we're asking for does not, but the state funding, half of that is the 500,000. We're getting 250, and Community Health is getting the other. So they'll be coming to you asking to make them whole for the next year. Does that make sense?
No.
So
It makes sense, but I don't quite understand.
So the $500,000 from the state that got CORE off the ground.
Right.
We're only going to receive a half of that. So our side of CORE.
Okay.
And then the other, so Community Health Northwest Florida will receive the $250,000 as well. But again, that's half of what the budget
cost
was.
of operations.
The cost of operations. Yes, sir.
Okay. Kathy, go ahead.
Will the state be paying 25% hereafter? I mean, are they planning on funding it any beyond what you've requested, 25 or 26 rather?
For 26, we don't know. So
Okay.
what they did is they took the money that was funding, I think there's 6 CORE programs in the state right now, and they are making those funds available to all 67 counties.
Real quick, again, what was the request for finish that this year and then next year?
So this year, $20,513, and for next year, $271,147.
Thank you.
If I can just add a couple clarifying points.
Certainly.
So CORE had previously come before the board and had asked for other funding. This is replacing that. So that other funding request will go away. We didn't find out until they were cutting the CORE budget until recently, so now we're just trying to keep them whole. And in discussions, I think we felt like the position that had previously been requested might not be necessary. So that's what they're doing. In the notes, it does say that in years 3 through 18, Counties will receive anywhere from $175,000 to $250,000. And again, that will be split between Escambia County Corps and Community Health. So if it's $200,000, the core team from Escambia County would get 100, and Community Health would get 100.
Okay. Any other questions? With that being said, appreciate the presentation, and I would entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the funding request for 24, 25, and 26.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes. Thank you. Next on the agenda is opioid abatement notice of funding advertisement schedule.
Okay, so Tammy and I were able to get this through legal, get it approved, and it is officially out on the street. It got out and advertised on June 13th. On Wednesday, July 10th, which is coming up pretty quickly next week, we're going to have a pre-application meeting that folks can attend, so we can kind of go through that. On Friday, August 16th, they will have a deadline to submit any questions that they have regarding that notice of funding. And then we have committed to have them, all of their questions answered by Friday, September 6th. And we did decide to go ahead and post this for 7 weeks. So we're going to re-advertise this once a week for 7 weeks to make sure folks actually can see it and get it out there. The deadline for submission of the notice of funding is going to be Friday, September 13th. And then once we have that, there's a team of, I think, 3 of us that will go through, score it, and then we will be ready to move them forward to bring to you folks on Friday, October 11th, 2024. So I don't know if we want to try to schedule a Monday meeting or after that time or whatever works for you folks. It that is the deadline, and it kind of leads into the next agenda item, the opioid abatement notice of funding advertising request. So it costs $70.62 to run it per week. So we took that times 7 because we're going to run it for 7 weeks. So the ask is $494.34 to fund the advertising.
And do you need a motion on that from the board?
Yes.
Okay. Entertain the motion for the funding for the advertisement.
I make a motion
I second.
to fund it.
All in favor, aye? Aye.
Aye.
Approved. And that brings us to the last item on the agenda is new business. Is there any new business to come before other than setting the next meeting date? Dr. Williams? Nope, okay. That one in October, when did you say that is?
So the date is Friday, October 11th.
Okay, so we need to have a meeting prior to that, you think?
We can if you guys want an update of what notice of fundings, if we've received any, but it's not necessary. It's up to you
I think we
guys.
need to do that. So we're in July now, so.
So I guess the question I have is there likely to be any other business that would come before us before reviewing the applications?
Not that I'm aware of.
Other than the budget update, incoming funds?
And I think we can email out the budget update.
Okay.
Just to keep you guys updated.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah.
Let's look at September then for us, toward the end of the month, maybe? And then you'll have a general idea then what you got looking at, won't you?
Yeah, if you do the end of September, that's pushing it real close to the next one, October. So if we have all applications reviewed and ready to bring to you by the 11th, the most efficient next meeting would be Monday, October 14th.
Okay.
But I know you're skipping a few months in there, so
And
I'll
we
leave it.
usually meet about every 2 months. That would put us at 3 months, so.
Yeah.
What do y'all feel about that?
I'm fine with October the 14th.
Okay. You, Dr. Williams? Okay, the next meeting we'll set for October 14th then. right, with no other business come before the board, we stand adjourned. Dr. Williams? Oh,
I have
I'm
a
sorry.
question. I'm sorry, I didn't thought. Can she repeat the dates again? Because it's unclear of when the drop date is, when petitioners for the RFP can turn in their final.
Friday, September 13th by 5 p.m.
Okay. And where is it being advertised at?
It's advertised in the newspaper as well as on our website,
On the county or city website?
the county, myescambia.com.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We stand adjourned. Thank you.